Money is not a science. It is not a spreadsheet. It is not a formula that, once solved, guarantees wealth and happiness. Money is a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. And yet, we spend decades teaching people the mechanics of finance, compound interest, asset allocation, market indices, while almost never teaching them the psychology behind why they make the money decisions they do. This blind spot is why smart people make terrible financial choices, why lottery winners go broke, and why some of the wealthiest people in history lived in quiet simplicity while others lost everything chasing more. In 2020, Morgan Housel published The Psychology of Money, a book that changed how millions of people think about wealth, greed, risk, and happiness. It is not a book about stocks or real estate or investment strategies. It is a book about human behavior. It is a mirror held up to our deepest fears, desires, and biases around money. And what it reveals is both humbling and liberating. Financial success is not about intelligence. It is about temperament. Today, we are going to break down every major lesson from this book and show you how to build not just wealth, but a relationship with money that brings you freedom, peace, and resilience. Let us start with a foundational truth that most people never accept: no one is crazy. Every person makes financial decisions based on their own unique experiences, and those experiences are shaped by when they were born, where they grew up, and what they witnessed during their formative years. Someone who grew up during the Great Depression has a fundamentally different view of risk than someone who came of age during the dot-com boom. A person who watched their parents lose everything in a market crash will never invest the same way as someone whose family built generational wealth through stocks. This seems obvious, but its implications are profound. When you see someone making a financial decision that looks irrational to you, they are not crazy. They are simply operating from a different set of experiences. The man who hoards cash under his mattress is not stupid. He may have lived through a bank collapse that traumatized him. The woman who pours everything into cryptocurrency is not reckless. She may have grown up watching traditional institutions fail her community. Understanding this eliminates judgment and replaces it with empathy. It also forces you to examine your own money story. What experiences shaped your beliefs about wealth? Are those beliefs still serving you, or are they relics of a past that no longer exists? The first step to financial wisdom is recognizing that your view of money is not objective truth. It is a personal narrative, and narratives can be rewritten. Now let us talk about two forces that shape every financial outcome more than any strategy ever could: luck and risk. We love to believe that wealth is purely the result of hard work and intelligence. We want to believe that if we just follow the right formula, success is guaranteed. But the uncomfortable truth is that luck plays a staggering role in financial outcomes, and its dark twin, risk, is always lurking. Housel uses the story of Bill Gates to illustrate this. Gates was undeniably brilliant and hardworking. But he also attended one of the only high schools in the world that had a computer in 1968. He had access to resources that virtually no one else on the planet had at that age. If you took 1 million equally intelligent and driven teenagers and placed them in Gates's exact circumstances, perhaps one or two would have built Microsoft. The rest would have built something else, or nothing at all. This is not to diminish Gates's achievements. It is to acknowledge that extraordinary outcomes require an extraordinary combination of talent and circumstance. The practical lesson here is twofold. First, be careful who you praise and who you judge. When you admire a billionaire, recognize that survivorship bias is at play. You are seeing the one person who won the lottery of luck and skill combined. You are not seeing the thousands of equally talented people who took similar risks and failed. Second, build your financial life around what you can control. You cannot control market timing, economic cycles, or the random events that shape industries. But you can control your savings rate, your spending habits, and your patience. Focus on the inputs, not the outcomes. This reduces anxiety and builds resilience against the unpredictable nature of life. This brings us to one of the most dangerous traps in human psychology: the concept of enough. There is a story Housel tells about Rajat Gupta, a man born in Calcutta who became the head of McKinsey & Company and sat on the boards of some of the world's most powerful companies. He was worth $100 million. He had everything a person could want. But it was not enough. He wanted to be a billionaire. So he engaged in insider trading and went to federal prison. There is also the story of Bernie Madoff, who ran the largest Ponzi scheme in history, not because he needed money, but because the goalpost kept moving. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. When your expectations rise with your results, there is no logic in striving for more because you will feel the same after putting in extra effort. Capitalism is brilliant at generating wealth, but it is equally brilliant at generating envy. Social media has amplified this to a degree unprecedented in human history. You see someone's vacation, their car, their portfolio, and suddenly what you have feels inadequate. But comparison is the thief of contentment, and in finance, it is also the architect of ruin. The antidote is defining enough for yourself before the world defines it for you. Enough is not settling. It is not mediocrity. It is recognizing that there is a level of wealth and comfort beyond which additional money adds almost nothing to your happiness but significantly increases your risk of losing what you already have. When you know your number, when you know what a good life looks like for you and your family, you can stop running on the hedonic treadmill and start building something sustainable. Now let us talk about the most powerful force in the universe of finance, compounding. Warren Buffett is the richest investor in history, but what most people do not realize is that the vast majority of his wealth was accumulated after his 65th birthday. His skill was investing, but his superpower was time. He started investing at age 10 and never stopped. By the time most people are thinking about retirement, Buffett had already been compounding for decades. The human brain is not wired to understand exponential growth. We think linearly. We expect results that match our effort in a straight line. But compounding is a curve that stays flat for a long time and then rockets upwards so suddenly that it feels like magic. The practical lesson is patience. The best investment strategy is the one you can stick with for decades without panicking. This means choosing investments you understand, avoiding excessive leverage that can wipe you out during downturns, and resisting the urge to constantly tinker with your portfolio. Every time you interrupt compounding by selling in a panic or chasing a hot tip, you reset the clock. The single most important variable in building wealth is not your return rate, it is the length of time you stay in the game. This leads directly to a crucial distinction Housel makes: getting wealthy and staying wealthy are two completely different skills. Getting wealthy requires optimism, risk-taking, and hustle. You have to believe in your ideas, bet on yourself, and put yourself out there. Staying wealthy requires the opposite: humility, paranoia, and frugality. You have to assume that what you have built can be taken away. You have to save more than you think you need. You have to maintain a margin of safety that seems excessive when times are good but proves essential when times turn dark. Many people who get wealthy lose it because they use the same aggressive mindset that built their fortune to manage it. They double down on risky bets. They lifestyle inflate beyond what their income can sustain. They confuse a bull market with their own genius. The people who stay wealthy are the ones who understand that survival is the foundation of all long-term success. You cannot compound if you are wiped out. This means keeping cash reserves that feel unnecessarily large. It means avoiding debt that could destroy you in a downturn. It means living below your means even when your means are substantial. Survival is not glamorous, but it is the prerequisite for everything else. Let us now discuss a concept that explains why a few decisions matter more than all the others combined: the power of tails. In any distribution of outcomes, a small number of events, what statisticians call tail events, drive the majority of results. This is true in investing, in business, and in life. A handful of stocks generate the vast majority of the stock market's returns over time. A few key decisions in your career determine your trajectory more than thousands of daily tasks. This principle is both reassuring and demanding. It is reassuring because it means you do not need to be right all the time. You can be wrong about many things and still win if you are right about a few big things. The investor who picks 50 stocks can be wrong about 40 of them and still make a fortune if the remaining 10 perform exceptionally well. But it is also demanding because it means you must stay in the game long enough for those tail events to occur. If you panic and sell during a downturn, you may miss the handful of extraordinary days that drive years of returns. Tail events reward endurance, not precision. Perhaps the most profound insight in the entire book is this: the highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. Money's greatest dividend is not luxury goods or status symbols. It is freedom. It is control over your time. Housel argues that the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, for as long as you want, is the highest level of independence money can buy. This reframes everything. When you view money as a tool for freedom rather than a scorecard of success, your financial decisions change dramatically. You start saving not to buy things, but to buy options. An emergency fund is not a boring safety net, it is the ability to quit a toxic job without fear. Paid off debt is not just a number, it is the removal of someone else's claim on your future labor. A modest investment portfolio is not a status symbol, it is the quiet knowledge that you have choices. People who chase visible markers of wealth, the cars, the houses, the clothes, often sacrifice this deeper form of wealth. They trade freedom for appearance. And in the end, appearance fades while freedom compounds. This connects to what Housel calls the man in the car paradox. When you see someone driving a beautiful car, you do not think, wow, that person is cool. You think, wow, if I had that car, people would think I'm cool. No one is actually admiring the driver. They are imagining themselves in the car. The irony is that people buy luxury goods to signal status, but the observer never looks at the owner. They look at the object and project their own desires onto it. The practical lesson is that wealth spent on visible consumption rarely delivers the respect or admiration we think it will. True respect comes from character, kindness, and how you treat people. If you want people to admire you, spend less on things and more on becoming someone worth admiring. This is not anti-consumerism, it is pro-clarity. Understand what you are actually buying when you buy status. You are usually buying an illusion. This leads us to the distinction between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is your current income. It is visible. It is the car, the house, the vacation photos. Wealth is what you do not see. It is the savings account you never touch. It is the investment portfolio that compounds quietly. It is the paid-off mortgage. Wealth is the ability to not buy something. It is the option you have not yet exercised. Society rewards visible spending, which makes it incredibly difficult to build invisible wealth. Every dollar you spend on appearance is a dollar you cannot invest in freedom. This does not mean you should never enjoy your money. It means you should be honest about the trade-off. Every purchase is either moving you toward freedom or away from it. The people who appear wealthy and the people who are wealthy are often not the same people. The truly wealthy are usually living well below their means, accumulating assets that no one sees, building a foundation that can withstand any storm. Now let us talk about a habit that seems too simple to be powerful but is actually one of the most transformative financial practices you can adopt: saving money just to save. Not saving for a house, not saving for retirement, not saving for a specific goal. Just saving. Housel argues that money in the bank provides something no investment return can match: the ability to handle the unexpected without derailing your life. Life will throw emergencies at you. Medical bills, job losses, broken appliances, global pandemics. If your only response to these events is to go into debt or sell investments at a loss, you are fragile. But if you have savings with no designated purpose, you are anti-fragile. You can absorb shocks without panic. This kind of saving also buys you something intangible but priceless: peace of mind. Knowing that you have a cushion reduces daily stress. It improves sleep. It makes you a better partner, parent, and leader because you are not constantly operating from a place of financial anxiety. The return on savings is not measured in interest rates. It is measured in the quality of decisions you make when you are not desperate. One of the most practical frameworks in the book is the idea that being reasonable is more important than being rational. Academic finance teaches us to optimize every decision mathematically. Always maximize returns. Always minimize fees. Always choose the statistically superior option. But humans are not spreadsheets. We are emotional creatures who need to sleep at night. If paying off your mortgage gives you peace of mind, do it, even if the math says you would earn more investing that money. If keeping 6 months of cash in a low-yield account helps you stay invested during crashes, keep it, even if the rational move is to be fully invested. The best financial strategy is the one you can stick with consistently over decades. A strategy that is theoretically optimal but psychologically unsustainable will fail. A strategy that is slightly suboptimal but emotionally comfortable will succeed. The goal is not to be a perfect financial machine. The goal is to be a resilient human being who stays in the game long enough to win. Housel also warns us about the seduction of pessimism. In finance, optimism sounds naive, while pessimism sounds intelligent. The person who warns of a crash always sounds wiser than the person who says things will work out. But history overwhelmingly favors the optimist. The world has faced plagues, wars, depressions, and disasters, and yet the long-term trajectory of human progress, innovation, and wealth creation has been relentlessly upward. Pessimism attracts attention because it triggers our survival instincts. But optimism, quiet and patient optimism, is what actually builds wealth. This does not mean being blind to risk. It means understanding that problems and progress coexist, and that over long time horizons, the problem solvers tend to win. Finally, Housel reminds us that money is deeply personal, and there is no single right way to manage it. The goal is not to copy someone else's strategy but to understand your own values, fears, and aspirations, and then build a financial life that aligns with them. Some people want to retire early and travel. Some want to build a business empire. Some want to leave a legacy for their children. Some want the quiet dignity of never having to worry about bills. All of these are valid. The danger is living someone else's financial dream instead of your own. As we conclude this exploration of the psychology of money, remember that building wealth is not about being the smartest person in the room. It is about being the most patient, the most disciplined, and the most self-aware. It is about understanding your own psychology well enough to design a system that works for you, even on your worst days. It is about recognizing that money is not an end in itself but a tool for creating the life you actually want to live. The greatest financial victory is not a number on a screen. It is waking up one morning and realizing that you own your time, you have choices, and you are free. That is the psychology of money. And once you understand it, everything else becomes simple. If you enjoyed this book, please let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear what book you'd like me to summarize next or what type of books you're interested in. Your suggestions help shape this channel, and I'll do my best to bring you the content you want. Thank you for subscribing to Raw Books. Your support means a lot.